Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a really powerful and, frankly, highly critical framework for assessing systemic stability. It's known as the 88 regime.
hmm
And we're doing this because the analysis finds that the United States currently registers a staggering 93 out of 100 fidelity to this high-risk state.
Yeah, and that's the number that should make you stop and think. It signals what the report calls behavioral criticality.
Okay, so let's unpack that. What exactly is this framework trying to tell us? What's the difference between a stable system and this 88 state?
Well, think of it this way. The framework contrasts two operating modes. You have the stable 66 regime and then this dangerous 88 critical state.
66 is good, 88 is bad.
Exactly. The 66 is like bumper cars. You hit a wall, the shock gets absorbed by the buffer, and you just sort of wobble back toward the center. Negative feedback is in control. Errors get dampened.
Okay, so there's a normal correction mechanism. Things naturally find their way back to balance.
Yeah.
But in the 88 state,
In the 88 state, all of that is gone. Positive feedback takes over. Those buffers are exhausted. So any small error, any small perturbation, it doesn't get dampened.
it amplifies.
It amplifies. Instability isn't a bug anymore.
Yeah.
It becomes the system's main feature. It's the new gravitational pull. And that 93% score means we are structurally locked into that kind of domino effect.
And that 93%, it's derived from 5 dimensions of fragility. Two of them are already maxed out. Perfect 25 out of 25s. Let's start with the first one. Dimension A, slack exhaustion.
Right.
I mean, this just sounds like the system completely ran out of road.
That's a perfect way to put it. Slack is your reserve tank. It's the emergency fund that keeps a crisis from becoming a full-blown catastrophe.
Yeah.
And we've exhausted all three key types.
Okay, what are they?
First, you have fiscal slack. Our debt capacity is basically gone. Then monetary slack.
That's the central bank's ability to, cut interest rates to save the day.
Exactly. That tool is more or less off the table. And maybe the most critical one, institutional slack. That's the public trust that you need to manage a crisis. It's functionally empty.
So we've spent all the money, used up all the policy tricks, and burned through all the goodwill. This sounds a lot like what historians like Peter Turchin talk about, right? The precursors to instability.
It's a perfect match. State fiscal distress, elite overproduction. It's the point where a system just can't afford its own complexity anymore. It is brittle. It has zero margin for error.
Okay, so if the system is out of resources, out of room to maneuver, how much can we really trust the official numbers? That takes us to the other 25 out of 25 score, Dimension B, epistemic lock-in.
Ah, yes. The Potemkin ledger.
Tell us about that metaphor.
It's absolutely key. The Potemkin ledger is the official accounting. The GDP figures, the inflation reports, the employment numbers. The report argues they're either falsified or so hollowed out they just don't reflect reality.
And we're locked into this fake reality.
We're locked in because correction is now unsafe. The ruling class can't just come out and say, hey, the numbers are wrong, because doing that would trigger the very collapse they're trying to prevent.
So they have to double down on the lie just to make it to the next day.
Precisely. And you see, that's the mechanical result of what analysts like Yuri Bezmenov called demoralization. You create this competing pseudo-reality, and once that's in place, you can't solve real problems anymore.
This is where it gets, I think, really important for you, the listener. If we're at 93% fidelity to collapse, why does the market still seem to be chugging along? Why does governance feel, routine?
That is the big question. And the answer is what the report calls the executional gap.
The missing 7%.
The missing 7%. But it is vital to understand this is not a safety margin. It's not a buffer. It's a period of suspension. All the conditions for collapse are there, but the kinetic resolution, the moment it all starts moving, is just delayed.
Like a dam that's covered in cracks, but the water hasn't actually broken through yet?
That's it, exactly. And the report is very clear that when it does break, the correction, what it calls the repricing mode, will be discontinuous and convex.
Meaning not a gentle slope back to normal?
Not at all. It means a sudden, violent, exponential break. That suspension only exists because 3 kinetic triggers haven't all fired at once yet. No large synchronized shock, no visible cascade of repricing, and no formal emergency governance. Capital controls, martial law, things like that.
So synthesizing all this, the system has lost its ability to correct itself in a gentle, linear way.
Correct. The future is mathematically constrained. It has to be discontinuous. It has to be a break.
So what's the final takeaway for you? The mandate here is to stop using the recent past to predict the immediate future. Treat this calm we're in not as the baseline, but as a very dangerous temporary suspension.
The wood is soaked in gasoline. This executional gap, this deceptive calm at 93% is the most dangerous period because the structure is already compromised. The primary risk right now is mistaking the lack of a fire for the absence of risk. The question isn't if the dam breaks, it's what tiny shock finally pushes it over.